My name is Larry Rodriguez. I've been writing statements on behalf of the Chevron heiress. She's been getting sexually molested and robbed by cops from Houston, Texas for 6 years and 3 months. Presently, the cops from Houston, Texas have accomplices in the building that I live in, employees and also residents. They're trying to shift the blame now. They're trying to make it look like the Chevron heiress was here with me. And that's why they would come around me and walk by me. And I believe it was with her phone to make it appear that me and her spoke to each other or worked with each other. And we're not. We haven't been with each other. Never. Since I've been in New York, because the cops from Houston, Texas, they continue to block her from coming to me by getting their accomplice to go where she's at and lower her to a secluded area like a building and keep her forced in prison and sexually molest her, man after man after man, for days and days and days and days and days. I'm not committing a crime, nothing of the sort. But the cops from Houston, Texas continue to try to entrap me. I've asked law enforcement and I've asked this court to get these individuals away from me. They are homosexual cops who have imposed their homosexual gender upon me, of which I rejected. And they have animosity toward my rejection to their sexual gender, and they have established a fatal attraction. Now, they're trying to entrap me, ruin my life, or block anything that may be convenient for me. Like, for example, they're trying to get me kicked out of this building. Like, all the other buildings they got me kicked out of because I reject their homosexual gender. They got Consumer Affairs to deny me a vendor's license, and I didn't commit a crime in 10 years, and I wasn't supposed to be denied a vendor's license because I'm a veteran, and that's an entitlement that cannot be denied me if I have an honorable discharge. If I could prove that I have an address in the state of New York, and if I have my tax card. I had all these things. And Consumer Affairs said that because I didn't report a crime, that I lied. But I didn't commit a crime in 10 years. And that's the law in New York, all over New York State, that if you didn't commit a crime in 10 years, any of the crimes that you were supposed to reflect upon the record was a crime that you committed within the last 10 years. And the only crime that I committed was fare evasion, and I let them know that. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is the cops from Houston, Texas always interfere with my life because they have a fatal attraction. They want me to accept their homosexual gender, and I'm not bisexual and I'm not gay. Initially, 6 years ago, I told them, no thanks, I don't associate myself with homosexual tendencies. No, thank you. And I said it politely and kindly about 30 times. And then I just got tired of it. And I was being disrespectful to them in my manner of which I rejected their homosexual um, homosexual attempts to implicate me with that sexual gender. And they seem to have a real attitude about that, about me not wanting nothing to do with that. And this is the reason these cops are trying to trap me and getting Chevron errors, sexually molested, man after man after man. The men they get to sexually molest are giants. They're like 6 feet and weigh like 300 pounds, many of them. And they're doing that to alter her anatomy features so that I might not accept them and reject her. So I believe that they think that if I reject her, then I'll embrace them. I'm not sure what kind of mentality they have, but they have a twisted mind because they're stalking me and they're telling me that I gotta accept the homosexual gender. If I don't, right, this is the ultimatum they're giving me by operation of the circumstances that they impose on me. This is exactly what's happening. They're saying, we're gonna lock you up. We're gonna entrap you. If you don't accept our homosexual gender. So they continue to try to entrap me into crimes that I'm not committing or trying to make it look like I'm committing a crime because they have their accomplice coming around me with phones, going into check cashier places with other people's credit cards, coming behind me online when I go to a store with other people's credit cards. And they have these people whose credit cards they are come around me in the field when I'm outside walking around. They get them to come near me and just stand there or sit there on the train or something. Then they get these people's credit cards and they give it to somebody else in the store. And then he comes, maybe purchases something in the store. They always try to look in my face like this so that the picture could insinuate that I'm speaking to them. So I turn my face a lot like that with everybody because I'm traumatized. These cops keep trying to set me up with every little thing. They get people to come to me wearing hats, a red hat, a red jacket, blue pants, a yellow shirt, and they get people to come near me like that, right? And just look at me. That's all. I try to run away from these people. Look at me, and maybe 20 miles away, they'll show that picture that they just took now. Show it that picture maybe to the Chevroners and say that, look, he told this man to go with you and to have sex with you and for you to give him money. And the only reason she may believe that is because the man is dressed just like the man that came next to me and got photographed. If you notice, a lot of the pictures is like that. They may even try to like deceive the authorities with such type of pictures. A lot of their pictures are Photoshop. They impeached themselves already when they produced a Photoshop picture. That's impeachment. Why are they still stalking me? They impeached themselves years ago with these type of methods of entrapment. Why are they still around me? Anything they do is no law. Because once you impeach yourself, you're not an officer of the law no more. It states that in legislations. It states that also in their oath, I believe. And the Constitution mandates it. I'm not committing crime. tired of this. These cops are stalking me for their personal reasons. And it's sickening. Every day, every moment of the day, I have to be looking to the left, to the right, behind me, who comes sits next to me. I got to keep getting up, away from people. Even if they don't have nothing to do with the cops from Houston, Texas, they're dressed in a particular way. There are other people are not dressed, and the cops from Houston, Texas might just take a picture of somebody that's dressed in a way where not too many people are dressed like that, and get somebody else to dress up like that to deceive the Chevron Evers into telling her that I said to go with them, or into telling her that he gave me money and that he's going back to her so she could pay him back. You know what I mean? And that's the type of situation I'm dealing with these cops. And I'm not committing crime, but they're trying to lock me up. They got people in the building, alcoholics, drug addicts, ex-cons, as accomplice. And they pay them. So they're mercenaries. And they get these mercenaries to lie, go downstairs and say I'm doing something that I'm not doing. This is not just this building. In every building I go to, this is why these cops always get me kicked out of the buildings that I live in when I'm comfortable and I don't want to go nowhere. And I'm just tired because these cops are trying to get me to submit to their homosexual gender under duress, and I'm tired of it. These cops are sexually harassing me, sexually molesting the Chevron Evers, and robbing her. Time and time and time again. And I keep making these statements and nobody's doing anything about it. They're just letting it go on because these guys are cops, so they must be telling the truth. But how much truth is there when you have documents and pictures verifying my allegations? How much truth could it be saying when my allegations and the documents that I point out make it appear that what they're saying is a lie? So how much truth can a cop be telling when they're lying against me when I prove it with material evidence? I'm not committing crimes. I'm just tired. I mean, it's every day in the morning, every day. Anything I try to get around that, they come up with a different scheme. When they try to entrap me in a certain way, and there's an error, they'll veto that entrapment and entrap me the same way again, except they'll clean up the error they made. And when they do that, there's always another error. But why do I have to keep dealing with this? You know, I'm 60 years old, and this is stressful. This is about to really shatter my nerves. Why isn't anybody doing anything to assist me? I'm not committing no crimes. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm just trying to live my life as a free man. I'm not trying to get into trouble. I can't even try to find a suitable female companion, because if I do talk to a woman, when I depart from that woman, they may do something to her and blame it on me. I'm traumatized. That's traumatization, because if they get me not to want to do something because I fear that they're going to do something because of the behavior and character traits that they've been promoting toward me, around me, everywhere I go, that's traumatization. I'm traumatized, not only in that aspect, in many other aspects. I don't want no bald-headed black men around me, because they always have bald-headed black men coming around me to get close enough for them to take a picture, and they say that me and the black man have some kind of relationship, an immoral relationship with each other. And I don't even know him, and I'm not bisexual, and I'm not gay. And I'm tired of these cops. And nobody's helping me. I'm asking the court over and over again to appoint me an attorney to assist me with my situation, and nobody's trying to assist me. What am I doing? What did I do? Why are these cops stalking me? The only reason I can think that they're stalking me is two, one, they want to continue to rob the Chevron heiress, and two, they have a fatal attraction because I rejected their immoral sexual agenda. And I'm really tired of this. I need some help. Please, somebody, assist me. Judge, assist me. I'm not doing anything to go back to prison. That must mean that I don't want to go back to prison. So if a cop is trying to set me up for me to go back to prison, right, and I'm not doing nothing, I should get some assistance from the government if I point out some legal aspects of my situation, and if I point out how malicious and cruel and unusual punishment these cops are imposing on me, this should be put to a halt, because I'm tired of this. It's like every day, every morning, every evening, not only outside, in my building, my next door neighbors work for the cops from Houston, Texas. Many of them are under the influence of the cops' repertoire of methods of persuasion. But that's not an excuse for them doing what they're doing. When I explain what they're doing and how they're doing it, it should be scrutinized and analyzed so it could have a conclusion to see whether I'm being truthful or not. And how can I not be truthful when this thing is redundant? To keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's redundant. The same types of entrapment, different people. Judge, I'm not committing crime. Please, get these cops away from me. I'm tired. I want to live my life. These cops are trying to throw me in prison because I reject their immoral sexual gender, which is against my religion. So they're imposing something that's violating my religious rights. Please, Judge, I'm tired of writing and sending these statements to the court. There's something psychologically wrong with these cops. Please get them away from me. Thank you. My name is Larry Rodriguez. I'm really tired of this.